Bit of a follow-up to the other day. I know that not everyone who works in finance or is a doctor or a lawyer or whatnot is going to be unable to get by should we have any level of repeat of 1929. And I know that not everyone who grew up working paycheck to paycheck or less will be able to get by. I know. But it is as close to a true generalization as you can get. I mean, there's kind of an old logic test. What's wrong with this statement? All generalizations are false. It is, in fact, itself a generalization. But by and large, the old adage, hard times create strong men create good times create weak men create hard times. It's circular. We look at World War II. Hard times created very strong men, which created good times. But that created weaker people, which gave us the crash of 29, which gave us strong people who fought World War II. The good times are lasting longer and longer each time. The baby boomers got us all the way to, I would say, about 2008 on good times, whereas the hard times barely lasted 10 years, and then you had good times that lasted almost just over a decade before we had more hard times. And it lasted about 10 years, and then we're back to good times. And the good times lasted much longer this time. I mean, we're talking over 60 years from the end of World War II until we started seeing things go downhill again. And even then, we got a little reprieve in 2016. Businesses coming back to the U.S., we were a net energy exporter, taxes were lowering, and so on. But now we're back to record inflation, gas prices staying high, and all of it. I can remember in the last handful of years being able to buy eggs for less than $1 a dozen. Now, the brand I was buying is close to $2 a dozen, where I am. Gas on January 5th, 2021, was under $2 a gallon where I am. We're almost at $3 a gallon now. Hard times are coming. Jobs will not always be available, at least not the jobs you're used to. We're starting to see people also realize the truth that the bloated behemoth that is the federal government here in the U.S. doesn't really care about the people it's supposed to serve. Sure, there are some in the government who truly do have a heart of service, but they are in such a vast minority that they really can't do anything. When someone can enter Congress with a net worth of a couple million and leave Congress less than a decade later with a net worth of over 40 million, that tells me there's corruption. And that's going to be a problem, because if we look at the Great Depression, politicians didn't suffer. Prohibition, politicians didn't give up their booze. Now, looking at it, politicians will not feel the pinch. And why is that? They're not using their own bank account. They're not walking into a store and having to fork over their debit card and watch as $200, $300, $400 for a simple grocery shop is taken. They're not having to make car payments, house payments, utility payments, and so on. They won't feel the pinch. And because of that, they're going to simply keep on doing what they've done every time. We all stand together. We're all in the same boat. We need to tighten our belts. Does anyone here besides me remember the video of Nancy Pelosi sitting in front of a refrigerator that costs the same as some used cars, or more than some used cars, then showing off ice cream that costs the same as buying enough to eat sandwiches for a week or two, and she's got a freezer full? Quite literally a let them eat cake moment, proving she is so disconnected from reality that nothing will ever open her eyes. That's the reason we go into recessions. Not because it's cyclical, not because it's supposed to happen every so often, but because we have people in government who don't have to run their own life. Their bank account just grows and grows and grows, and they never have to wonder where the next meal's coming from, if their car will be repossessed, if their power will be shut off. They don't have to worry about any expenses at all. And because of that, they lead the rest of the country into what we're staring down right now. I'm not saying all this to frighten. I don't want to worry anyone, but hard times are coming. Not talking from my standpoint of faith, looking at what's happening right now financially with the government and everything else, hard times are coming. But then there is my faith to take into account. In the last 3 days, I've seen 3 different videos of what appear to be meteorites striking the earth. Wars, rumors of wars, famines, plagues, pestilences, natural disasters. All of these things are straight from the pages of Revelation. I do believe that in my lifetime we will see the end of days. And I know every generation has people who say that. But it was said that the generation who saw the restoration of Israel, that's my parents' generation, as Israel was restored in 1948, it said they will be the last generation, and not the last generation born, because, of course, that would have meant that the world would have had to have seen the end of days before any of them were old enough to bear children. My parents right now are already grandparents to 2 adults and one who acts like one. But it said that their generation will not pass from the earth before the end of days. And yes, a lot of them have, but their generation hasn't. Their generation is still here. A generation is about 80 years. That gives us about 8 more years. I'm, again, not saying this to frighten anyone. But this is something that no one should ignore. Because, first of all, you do need to think about how you'll provide for your family. In my case, I need to make sure that fewer needs are met. But even if it is just for myself, I have to be able to make sure there's gas in that car, my insurance is paid, food in the fridge, so on. Because if you don't have that mindset now, by the time you get it, it'll be too late. Something else I mentioned, and this is something that it's not unique to hunters, but hunters know this very well. What plants to avoid, what plants not to avoid. How to tell if a snake is venomous or not. Venomous meaning if it bites you, it's going to inject venom into you. A bull snake, or what we call a rat snake, not venomous. They don't have fangs, they have teeth, but they do feed on dead and decaying matter. They bite you, you could get infected. Rattlesnake, copperhead, cottonmouth, they bite you, you better get to a hospital fast. Broken bones, how do you take care of that? Large gashes, how do you take care of that? Infection. You're going to have to think about this kind of stuff. I would recommend Patriot Nurse. She's someone that I have watched here on YouTube for quite some time. Look up other medical professionals who are talking about things like this. I know a lot of the ads right now are you looking for a 6-figure side hustle? I don't ever pay them any mind because every time you click on it, it's, well, you need to have at least $5,000 that you can invest in this to make it work. I don't have $5 I can spare for that, let alone $500 or $5,000. Don't pay attention to stuff like that. We're well beyond the time to start thinking about that. What you need to think about is how you're going to maintain shelter, food, and your health. Because those are the 3 most important things, at least until Christ returns, because at that point, we're going to see a much changed world. Hope you're having a good week. I hope you have a good weekend this weekend. Make sure that you are subscribed with notifications on so that you know when I post. I'm not on a schedule. And let me know what you think in the comments, because I'm not here just to lecture. I do want a conversation, but keep it civil. We can discuss, we can dissent, we can debate all day long. We can disagree all day long, as long as we keep it civil. Disagreement does not mean someone's personally attacking you, or they hate you, or they're denigrating you. It just means they disagree. I joke that I don't agree with myself most of the time, but we're never going to agree with everyone around us. In fact, you're going to disagree with people in your life more than you agree with them. It's how you handle it. Do you remain civil or not? And if we can remain civil, we can have a discussion and we can learn from each other. Until next time, God bless.